Everyone, so the IEC have confirmed that overseas voting will take place on one of 2 days, depending on where you live. So if you are in an Islamic country, so more the Middle East countries, you are voting on Friday the 17th of May, and everywhere else is as expected Saturday the 18th of May. Now, a lot of you have been saying, have I organized coaches, blah, blah, blah. Like, guys, the voters roll only closed on Friday. And I had the half marathon to run this weekend. So today I have emailed our Deputy High Commission in London to explain that I am putting plans in place to run a South African cultural event alongside the queue. And I have been looking for public liability insurance quotes and sending out to companies for quotes on Portaloos. So in order to know the level of cover that I need to know how much it's going to cost, the main cost being the Portaloos. I am looking for sponsors. If anyone wants to get involved and sponsor this event, I am anticipating 8,000 to 10,000 people. So if you're looking to market your company, it's a great opportunity. And I am going to also be setting up a crowdfunder for this because I certainly don't have a couple grand to just drop on a fun day for everybody else. So I will be looking at the cost of Portaloos and the level of cover. So in order to secure the booking with Westminster Council, I have to have public liability insurance in place and an event plan. Now, the event plan's easy. I can do that, not a problem. It might chop and change depending on conversations with our High Commission and with the Westminster Council and the Met Police in terms of how we organise the queue and where we situate things on the day, but that's fairly easy to organize. So I have to get the public liability insurance. I have to get those quotes in for the and I would need to pay for that public liability insurance out of my own pocket. So I will be looking for a bit of financial assistance to put this together. If there's 8,000 to 10,000 people, if everyone can chip in a tiny little bit, like a pound or something, or 50p or whatever it is, it will more than cover all the costs. And then some of the busier stations abroad as well. So I don't have final results figures yet. They were still busy processing the manual verifications. Hopefully tomorrow I'll be able to get a final figure. But that final figure, so on Friday morning, before the voters roll closed on Friday, we were just shy of 52,000. I would like to hope that we have maybe hit 55k, but it's not going to stop there. So in previous years, the VEC10 form, which is if you were registered, say, back in South Africa and you needed to change your voting station abroad, they only gave a 15-day window period. That VEC10 form is open and online, so people can go and fill it in if they need to notify of their intent to vote abroad. However, and this is pretty awesome, this is going to help us a lot, it only closes at midnight on the 22nd of April. So we have the rest of February, all of March, and until the 22nd of April at midnight to go and find more South Africans abroad who are already registered, maybe registered and voted in previous elections back in SA before they emigrated. And this is where I need you guys to come in and help. So share on all your groups, ask everyone else that you know abroad, have you previously registered and voted, because you can still vote. So all they need to do is go onto elections.org.za. It says out of country VEC10 form, fill it in, put in their nearest foreign mission, and they will, provided they have an ID book or smart card with them, they will be able to vote. So if we can try and get that number up to 100,000 voters abroad, that would be incredible. So that number hopefully is going to continue to rise until April, which will be amazing. And then in terms of the transport, so I want people to register or to submit VEC10 forms, even if you don't think you're going to be able to make it. So with the buses and group travel and all the rest of it, and I will be roping in volunteers to help with getting quotes on this over the next week or two, I will put out a Google form where you can choose which country you're in and what your nearest town or city is, so we can get an idea. And again, I need your help on this because I don't know where everybody is. And if you just fill it in, but you don't tell me that and share with 50 of your friends in that town, I'm not going to know that you have 50 friends of South Africans wanting to come down. And I'm not going to be able to justify, if you only sign it and 50 other people don't, well, it only looks like it's you, and then you can make your own way. I need to know that there are sufficient numbers to organize group travel. So I will get that form out this week and share it as far and wide as I can. I need your help to please share it even further, so we can get an idea. If I know that there are 300 South Africans in Manchester wanting to come down to London, cool, let's try and organize 3 coaches for you guys to come down, and try and make it as affordable and viable as possible. If there are 600 of you, then, you know, it gives us a bit more flexibility. The more people we find, the more people who say they are willing, hopefully the better deals we can get as well, because the more business for a company, the cheaper prices we can organize. So, you know, if there are 600 of you and we're doing 6 coaches, and then we can do some at different times to try and suit different people. So yeah, I will get that out, and I need your help to share and get as many people to fill that form in as possible, so that we can then start getting quotes in for group travel. And ideally, for those of you, if you are close to or within reasonable access to one of the busier foreign missions abroad, so the Netherlands, Canberra, Wellington, places like that, where there are going to be a few thousand South Africans voting. If you would like to help me put on something similar, even if it's a bit smaller, you know, even if there's just like one person selling buri rolls, or, you know, maybe somebody selling some beaded jewelry, or just something to help make it a little bit more festive, you know, maybe someone selling Cook Sisters or something. I don't know the rules and regulations of every single country, so I would need you to help organize that, liaise with the High Commission, get whatever relative, you know, insurances or permissions in place from the local council in order to be able to do that. If it requires, you know, blocking off a road, all that kind of stuff. So if you would like to contribute, and even if you're not voting, like maybe you've lost your citizenship, or you don't have an ID book, or whatever the case is, and you can't vote, but you still want to help in some way, that would be a massive help. So if you do want to get involved in volunteering, you know, in the planning and preparations, in helping bring people to the voting stations, and helping organize the travel, helping on the day itself, being a party agent inside to help voters in case there's any issues. We don't want anyone turned away unnecessarily and unable to cast their votes. Being an electoral observer, making sure that the overseas element of the voting is a free and fair election. All of those kind of things. I am looking for volunteers for across the different 120 foreign missions, bar the 3 that are closed. So Sudan, Israel, and Ukraine are currently closed. So yeah, please do get in touch with me, and I will get that form out this week for the travel. And yeah, just like, if you want to get involved in the London event, if you want to help, again, volunteering, if you want to sponsor, it's a brilliant opportunity for any companies. Please do get in touch with me, and so we can get the ball rolling and make this happen. And again, please make sure you contact every single South African you know who may be registered to fill in that VEC10 form, so we can keep that number going up, and ideally try and reach 100,000 overseas voters. That would be unbelievably epic.